Making cheesecake from scratch at home is pretty hard, but making cheesecake cookies is not. Let me show you how. But before we get into the recipe, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get all recommendations for my future videos. Let's get cooking. These Cheesecake Thumbprint cookies are some of the easiest cookies you can possibly make from scratch. You're only going to need 5 ingredients, which will include cream cheese, unsalted butter, sugar, all-purpose flour, and a filling of your choice. I personally chose raspberry preserves as my filling today, but any high-quality jam or preserves would work. Also, adding something like Nutella or even chocolate chips into the middle of these cookies would also be delicious. Now, first thing we need to do in order to start making these bad boys is take our 8 ounces of cream cheese and 1 cup or 2 sticks of unsalted butter and let them soften at room temperature for probably about 30 minutes or so. Once they're softened, take both of them and add them into your bowl. If you have a stand mixer or electric mixer, this would be a great time to use it, and you're going to want to cream the butter and cream cheese together. I don't personally own either of these kitchen gadgets, so I did it by hand by performing downward scraping motions with a fork until it looked pretty well combined. Once your cream cheese and butter is well combined, you're going to add 1 1/3 cups of granulated white sugar to the bowl, and once again cream it together with the butter and cream cheese. Now comes the fun, not really so fun, part. We need to add a total of 2 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour to this mixture. However, if we add it all at once, we're going to end up making a giant mess and probably looking like Al Pacino in that scene from Scarface. Instead, we need to take a 1/3 cup measuring cup and one at a time add a 1/3 cup of flour into our bowl. Then fully incorporate it before adding another 1/3 cup in. In total, we need to do this step 7 times to equal the 2 1/3 cups needed for this recipe. The dough, even after all our flour is incorporated, is going to be sticky. This is normal, it's expected, it's totally fine. Once you've added all of your flour, we need to chill the dough for at least 45 minutes in the fridge, but ideally closer to 2 hours. The reason we need to do this is because if we don't chill it after making the dough, the cookies are going to just kind of spread out and flatten into a giant cookie sheet instead of actually look like cookies. So because I'm impatient, what I ended up doing was popping my dough into the fridge for 35 minutes and then took it out and put it into the freezer for 25 minutes. And in my head, that equals 2 hours in the fridge. I don't know. It worked pretty well. After chilling your dough, it's time to form our cookies. To do this, we need to grab approximately 2 tablespoons of dough and roll it between our palms until a rough ball is formed. Then place it on a parchment-lined baking sheet and using your palm, flatten it out a little bit. Then using your thumb, your index finger, or the back of a spoon, press down into the center of the cookie dough to form a little pocket for our filling. It's very, very important to splurge a little on your filling because it's going to be the standout flavor in these cookies and it's going to really be the center point of everything. If you buy kind of just like Smuckers or something cheap to put in the middle of this, it's not going to taste that good. But if you splurge a little bit, it's going to make the cookies really stand out. Also, you could go to like your local farmer's market and check there. Almost always I see people making homemade jams or preserves, and any of those is going to be a phenomenal addition to these cookies. And worst case scenario, this brand that I'm using here is available at most supermarkets and is pretty high quality in comparison to your basic jam or jelly. After all your cookies are formed and filled, place them into a 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius preheated oven for 15 to 18 minutes. Your baking time is going to vary a lot depending on how big your cookies are. Mine were probably a little bit bigger than 2 tablespoons, so the 15 minutes were ideal, but the last batch I had a couple of chunkers in there and they took 18 minutes to be done. After your timer goes off, remove them from the oven and let them cool for at least 10 minutes before moving them or tasting them. These cookies are going to be very, very soft, even after cooling. So be gentle with them when moving them and definitely let them cool or else they're going to fall apart in your hands. Now, speaking of tasting them, let's give them a taste test. All right, so these were super easy to make. Literally 5 ingredients, a little bit of stirring if you don't have the stand mixer or like an electric mixer like I don't. But overall, it was like 10 minutes of stirring and they smell ridiculous. So I have high hopes for them. So let's give them a taste. I gotta finish it. All right. It's not as strong cream cheese as I thought it was going to be, because I tasted the batter before baking them and it was like very obviously cream cheese in there. It's a little more subtle now that it's baked. They're wild. They're really, really good. The jam or like the filling that you pick needs to be high quality, because if you're just going in with like Smucker's jelly or something simple and cheap, it's going to take away from the final product. So definitely splurge on whatever filling you're going to use. You could do like even Nutella, I think would be a great option in there. But if you're going to go with the jam, definitely splurge, get something a little bit more expensive than the average thing you'd buy for like a peanut butter and jelly. And I think you guys are going to love these. Especially if you like cheesecake, you're going to love them. So that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I have plenty of more cookie recipe videos coming out this week because it is the holidays right now, and I like making cookies. So definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!